Year 7, we've been working our way through ratios, and when it comes to ratios, it's not just about the numbers. The numbers help us to answer questions, problems that might be in the world. Now, I don't expect that you're ever going to look at a class of ratios of boys to girls and then try and work out which one's which. No, that's probably something that seems a bit artificial, but at the same time, it's this type of maths that you can use to answer real-world problems. So we're trying to get as close to it as we can. But when it comes to solving ratio problems, we've got two methods we can use. We've spent a lot of time trying to work on equivalent ratios, and you can use that method. But the other method is called the unitary method. Unitary, the word unit becomes important. It's like 1 unit. That's what we're looking at. So we find out what 1 unit is worth so that we can then find out what however many other units are worth. I want to show you the working for both methods today. There goes that. Okay, so I'm going to show you the working for both methods for these two questions. So question 1. Question says the ratio of boys to girls in a Year 7 class is 2 to 3. It's not our class, it's just a made-up class. If there are 10 boys in the class, how many girls are there? Now, one person's already worked it out. They just went, oh, it's not hard to work out. But let me show you. If we were to use the equivalent ratio method, right, what we would do is we'd write it as a ratio. So 2 to 3 is equal to, and it's boys to girls, and it tells us there are 10 boys, and we want to find out how many girls. Our equivalent ratio says, well, to get from 2 to 10, you multiply by 5. So to get from 3 to whatever it is, you need to multiply by 5. So what is 3 times 5?
15.
Excellent. 15. That's our answer. So you would then write the answer. But before I do, if I was to use unitary method, and this is a good one, I think, to understand because you can only go so far with equivalent ratios. I often find this is the method I need to use. What I need to do is find out what 1 unit is worth. 2 is 2 units, 3 is 3 units. If there are 10 boys, that's 2 units worth. So I go 10 divided by 2, and this is for 1 unit. 10 divided by 2, which gives me 5. So then for 3 units, which is my girls, I do 5 times 3 and get 15. But what do I tell you when it comes to a problem? What do we need to do? Is this problem finished yet, Year 7? What do I need to do? It's not finished yet. There's something I need to do. Have I answered the question?
Yes. No.
No, because I haven't written an answer. All right, I've done the maths, but then I need to give the answer. There are 15 girls in the class. All right? I need to write an answer. Don't just do the maths because I go, well, that's nice maths, but what's the answer to my question? That's the answer to the question. All right, question 2. Let's move it a bit quicker. To make concrete, a builder mixes sand and cement in the ratio 5 to 4. If a mix of concrete contains 20 kilograms of cement, find, firstly, the amount of sand. Secondly, the total mass of the mix. All right. So we've got a ratio. Let's use our equivalent ratios to start with and use that method. 5 to 4 is sand to cement. Okay, and it contains 20 kilograms of cement. So it's actually on the right-hand side this time. But I still use the same maths. How do I get from 4 to 20? I multiply by 5. Oh, it just happened to be multiplied by 5 each time today. So I've actually got 25 kilograms of sand. That's the answer to part A. That's using equivalent ratios. But what if I was to use the unitary method? So let's call that ER for equivalent ratios. Let's use the unitary method. This time, I've got 20 kilograms of cement. That's the 4. So I do 20 divided by 4. That gets me 1 unit. And then I'm going to multiply that, so I'm shortening my maths, by 5. And again, I'll get 25 kg. So the answer to the first part is the builder needs 25 kg or kilograms of sand, wasn't it? Yep. But I haven't finished the question. What haven't I finished yet? Yeah?
The total mass.
The total mass. Great work. I still need to work that out. So if my total, how am I going to work out my total mass? Ah. You do need to do some maths, that's right. It's actually really easy. You just add the two numbers together. Yeah, good work. Thank you for pointing that out. So, total mass is equal to 25 plus 20, which is 45. So, you then need to write the total mass of the mix is 45 kg. Notice I also have my units there, Year 7. All right, so we've got through those two questions. I've used two methods. Equivalent ratios like this, whereas the unitary method I find 1 unit and then find the total number. This method is definitely worth knowing. Okay, equivalent ratios we can do, but the unitary method is also worth knowing for sure. So, that's what you do. Remember, always write an answer in a sentence, not just the numbers. Write an answer in the sentence. But of course, the key thing is we need to get in and practice, 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 and that's what we're going to do now.